Welcome to another episode of Just a Bit of Banter, and in this episode we're going to be going over a couple of transfer rumors that have come for all of our clubs. We're also going to be wrapping up our preseason coverage of Brighton, Man City, and Chelsea. Stick around to the end of the episode. We may even get to a little bit of alien coverage. Enjoy, everybody.
Well, welcome back to Just a Bit of Banter. My name's Greg. I'm here with Patrick and George, and we're going to talk about some football today. This is
What's up, everybody? 5.
Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing, man? Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday.
So it's an odd one.
Monday.
It is an odd one. And yes, it is episode 5. I'm sorry I cut you off there, Greg. You were in the middle of your intro. But it's episode 5. Preseason ends. And yeah, we got a bunch of matches to talk about with you today. But before we do, just a bit of housekeeping. As always, we're obviously trying to grow the channel here. So if you can share this on your socials, you can tag us. It's the same hashtag, whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, which is now X, apparently, and our main one, Instagram. And yeah, I don't know, Elon, he's doing Elon
RIP
thing.
Twitter.
Yeah, for real. But if you want to follow us on what was formerly Twitter and now called X, you can find us under, it's at Bit of Banter Pod, and it's the same across any social platform that we're on. Please follow us, leave comments, suggestions, all that fun stuff. That's where you can find us. And if you happen to share anything about the show, make sure you use that hashtag banter on. That way, anybody who's looking for the episode or curious about what we're about can find us that way. But with that, we want to start the episode with some transfer news. I actually don't have a whole lot because it's pretty quiet again on the City front. Ever since we had that release of the Vardiol news that got shut down really quickly by the rest of the clubs, nothing really has changed. The 90 million euro bid saga continues. Everybody's sort of jumping on the bandwagon right now about well, it's off. They're looking for other targets, or they're doing this. I've actually tried to turn off the noise when it comes to Vardiol. It's a bit frustrating because I would like to know what's going on with it. And I would have liked him to go through preseason with us, but I think the club's something happened in the background with that leaked Romano tweet where he said it's a go and, it's on, and then all the fallout from that. I really think they've been tight-lipped now because I don't know. I don't understand how clubs work, and I don't understand the negotiating when for, I guess, a year and a half now, we've known what the cost of Guardiola is going to be and where the disagreements are. It sounds like it's between the bonus structure, and they want realistic bonuses and all that stuff. But I'll just be happy when this saga is done. I said at the beginning of this transfer window, all I want is one normal transfer window, and I have yet to receive that. So, I guess it's getting a little nervous for me because since I haven't seen any news except exits, and we're losing a lot of senior players, it is starting to get a little nerve-wracking on what are we going to do going into this season. That being said, we did get to. Well, hopefully not play with our young kids because. We'll get to that in the games as we cover them coming up here. But I think we saw that you can't just throw young kids into senior level play immediately. You kind of have to build them up. But on that note, one of our young kids has just signed a recent contract extension, and that is my boy Rico Lewis.
Oh, he signed.
Yes, there was an announcement that he signed. Maybe it hasn't been announced because I think it was Nathan Ake.
I haven't seen it.
You're right. It's Nathan Ake that got announced, but there's rumors we're going to hear about Rico Lewis's extension, and he's going to get his full senior team promotion. And I can't wait because anything you saw last season of Rico Lewis, he carried us through a real tough time of the season. He stepped in and did a role that no one else in the team could do. And actually, there was rumors that came out that he was teaching some of our senior players how to play what is now like this inverted center back role where you step up next as a DM or a CDM. And yeah, I'm excited that he's going to be extended. Central defending midfielder. Just call him a DM, defending midfielder. And then
Mhm.
the one that is announced was Nathan Ake. Let me pull up the information about that one real quick. But you had a question.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about. I was more interested about the Rico one, and I was like, man, that would be pretty cool because I know that you and I had talked about it recently, maybe a couple episodes or even in person about it, talking about Rico and how he's going to develop with him. And I'm pretty sure I posted about it a while back with him. That'd be pretty cool if they announce it pretty soon, because I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah,
that'd be neat.
I think before the end of the transfer window. But I mean, honestly, just watching the games back this weekend, he's ready. He's the only thing he needs now to really succeed, in my opinion, is he just needs to bulk up, son. I mean, he's 18 years old and he's pushed off the ball a little too easily, but that'll come with time as he grows up and, continues.
Needs some meat on them bones.
He really does, because there's some large center backs that are pushing him off the ball really easy when he gets forward, and I was like, what can you do? He's 18. But as far as the details of the Nathan Ake extension, this is from the Daily Mail. Looks like he's extending till 2027, and he's getting a pay rise. He's going to 160,000 pounds a week. I could use that. I don't know. It's worth it for what was arguably somebody last season that was possibly making an exit to Newcastle and to go play with his old manager, Eddie Howe. And the rise that he's had, comes in consistent, never injured. I say that now and watch he'll get injured, but never injured. Carried us through that entire season. I mean, basically pocketed almost any winger that he came up against. So yeah, I couldn't be. I think it's great news. It's a great signing for not a great signing. It's a great extension for City. We're going to need him going into the season, and I can't wait to see how he becomes a senior member of this team. And if you talk to a lot of people in the City community, if you talk to them, had Haaland not did what he did last season, with all his goals and everything that happened there, he would come up and Nathan Ake would have been probably the player of the season. He was in contention for it. He was that solid, that consistent, absolutely needed at a time of kind of crisis for us in, the November, December time of last season. But other than that, that's all the transfer news I have. There's not a lot going on, at least as far as City's concerned. I still maintain that once Vardio comes out, and if I still think he's coming to the club, but whenever that signing and that saga is over, we're going to see this domino effect happen where we're going to see a couple more exits. And then there's rumors that we're looking at trying to get a winger in as well. So I think it's going to snowball from there, and we'll see a lot of news quickly at the end of the window.
So I caught a little bit of that. Patrick, are they still trying to structure like the add-ons and the bonuses and all that for him, or are they just because, like you said, and I don't think they announced anything recently about it.
No, and then I think there was when Romano tweeted his "Here we go," and everybody latched onto it, and we all thought he was coming. I think what happened is the following reports: the clubs briefed their people. They, because there was that report from the coach that came out that said he's still a Leipzig player. I don't know about any sort of medical happening. And in Romano's tweet, they talked about he has a second medical schedule that's basically done. And they shut that down quick. So I think they got briefed. There was still some negotiating to be done. And now that leak happened and all of the fallout from that, Leipzig kind of got really, the people that make decision at Leipzig at least got really pissed off and stalled the deal just because, I don't know. Maybe it's because if that gets out that they've now got 100 million in cash in the bank and they want to go sign a replacement for Guardiola. Well, any club they go talk to that is like, well, you just made 100 million, and then they'll jack up their price of their player and so on and so forth. So I think there's some strategy happening. Yeah, exactly. I think there's some strategy happening. And I think at the end of the day, it's one of those things where us fans know nothing about how these big clubs operate. We have no idea the inner workings unless you're actually a part of it. And we have nothing else to talk about in the summertime because there's no football on. So we speculate about transfer rumors. We speculate about a bunch of different things.
No,
Did you hear
exactly.
that thing?
Continue.
You know, I was going to ask you a question, Patrick. You kept saying this weird word that I wasn't really sure. Yeah, you kept saying the word tweet, and I wasn't really sure what you meant by that. Were you possibly referring to an X?
I don't know what they're
Is that
calling
what
them
you
now,
meant?
but are we all under the agreement that we're still calling them tweets? Elon can buy and spend his money how he wants, but we're still calling
I've
them tweets.
never subscribed to Twitter at all. So I really this does not affect me as much as it affects people like the two of you. Twitter, or now X users. It was just crazy. I woke up this morning and my phone had changed to the icon, and I was
Yeah. What the hell
not
is
really.
this?
Yeah, that's
You know, they can just go in there and they just change shit on your phone when you're sleeping. It knows
Yeah,
when you're
well,
sleeping. It's
He
Santa
knows when
Claus.
you're
Dude.
awake.
It's
Yeah,
it's scary.
I don't know.
It's Santa Claus.
Look,
Dude,
Elon, in my opinion, is working on a lot of cool things, but his buying of Twitter is at least from my experience. I can't. I'm not even a hardcore user of Twitter. I
yes,
have
you are.
really tailored. No, I'm not. I've really tailored the.
Yes.
No. I've really tailored the people I follow, so I don't have to get a bunch of crap. But I know that if you're using it for like a news source and stuff like that, apparently it gets
Using it for a
wild.
news
So
source. That's frankly, if you're using it for a news source,
well, people post
then
stories there.
yeah,
I
okay.
still try to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, I don't know. My personal experience has been definitely worse since he bought it. So for whatever that worth. No. George, what's your transfer updates?
Yeah, man. So I know that for us, there's two names that came out. Conor Gallagher was one of them. That I believe last week that West Ham was draw interest to Conor. I can't remember the amount what it was for to get Gallagher. I want to say it was like 40 million. 40 million for like something like that. And then we just heard the most recent news that with Levi Caldwell staying, they just signed the per athletic. So he's staying with us till 2029 for looks like a six-year deal with us to stay with us, the 20-year-old center back with us. And yeah, that's the latest I have with him. I was really fortunate that they rejected the offer for Connor from West Ham because the past few games during this preseason played really well with us, passing the ball really well, developing more this preseason. Really looking forward to. Sorry, Patrick.
Where'd he go off to? Or was he just still on loan from Palace? Gallagher.
No, he's still around. He's still with us.
Got it.
Yeah. No. It was West Ham that drew the interest, that offered the bid to that, but they quickly rejected that, thankfully. But yeah, I mean, during this preseason for Gallagher wise, yeah, he's been playing really well. So especially with these new guys who came in, with Jackson and Nkoku with them, and they just spread out the offense. I'm not sure if you guys catch the games or the highlights with them, but man, it just I don't know how to explain it, but how they move, they spread out, they're easy touches with them. And Gallagher in there taking some nice shots in there during the Fulham game, which we can get into a little bit. But man, it's really nice to see Chelsea now like you said in the last episode, Patrick, about we figured out our shootings, our goal situations, and we're taking a lot more shots in these games. And Gallagher, is I'm glad that they canceled it or rejected it, because I want to see him continue getting some playing time, and now signing Levi back for that 6-year deal that was just announced today or this afternoon. Not sure exactly what it was. I know Brighton was drew some interest with that. Greg, I don't know how you feel about that, but Chelsea, he's staying with Chelsea, man. Sorry, snooze, you lose.
Better off. We didn't need him. We didn't need him.
Well, interesting.
I believe that about as much as I believe SpongeBob SquarePants when he was trying to impress Sandy, saying he didn't need water. He didn't need it. Water would be nice.
Well, he's got bargaining power anyways, because you haven't landed Caicedo yet either, and they're coming back with their firm offer. So he's keeping Caicedo.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to keep him, which is fine, because right now the way we're playing, the way I see these preseason games, and going to before the season coming up, I'm excited, man. I don't know about you guys. I like what I'm seeing. I know it's preseason, but man, it was a fun. It's fun to see these guys play, and not to mention they got first place.
Yeah, you got first place in your preseason tournament.
Yeah, affirmative.
You're so starved for a trophy. You need like the preseason.
Hey, man,
don't count.
Where was Manchester City in that? Do they just not compete because they're just too good for that?
No, it's a different. It's a different preseason tour. So we were on our own preseason tour in Asia with like Bayern.
Why does it have to be so much more complicated? Why can't it just be simple? There's the league. You play those guys in the league. Maybe you have some other games from some other people. I guess I don't know. Why can't they all just play together?
Because there's an easy answer to that. One, you're going to have 2 games over a 38-week season where we play them twice. So we'll play you guys both twice. So there's that in the regular league. And 2, these teams are very global brands. So like Chelsea, I guarantee you next season, Chelsea will not go to these states. It'll be a different set of teams. And it's because they have to make the round. The main reason of preseason from a club business perspective, there's obviously you're working out your formations. You're working out what?
Money.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's a little mixture of both.
I mean,
yeah, it's a mixture of both because I don't know how much money they make on their preseason tours, but it's more just it's brand exposure more than anything else, which yes.
Well, that's the whole point of bringing it to America in the first place, is because if you can get Americans to buy it, then it'll be successful around the world. That's what everybody wants to do, which I don't know why. I've never understood that, because if you've ever met a lot of us, we're very arrogant people, and yet still that's the important graphic.
We dominate culture.
Sense.
We dominate our cultural experts around the world are like TV, movies, and stuff like that.
I guess, yeah. They are pretty entertaining. I will say this shirt is pretty good. So, I mean, I guess that
is a good shirt.
Yeah,
and it was likely manufactured in a place that is not America. Presumably.
Most likely.
Yeah.
But yeah, the biggest reason is just brand exposure. It's like Chelsea won't go to the States next year. It'll be a different set of teams. We were in the States. City was in the States last preseason.
Were they?
Yeah. So it's just brand exposure is the main reason they do it from a business perspective.
Do they fly back and forth during the time, or do they come here for like 2 or 3 weeks and then they're chilling over here, or what?
Oh no. They're there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I figure the time differences to do that all the time.
City was in Japan for like a week and a half, and then over to Korea for a couple of days, and back in Manchester.
Presumably South Korea.
Yeah, I don't think they let people in North Korea. Well, they do, but you can't leave.
They let James Franco in.
Speaking of movies,
Speaking of,
Patrick. So last season, for the preseason when they're in the States, city-wise, were they close to Arizona, or do you recall?
I know the game against Bayern last season was in Wisconsin. It was in Green Bay.
Wisconsin.
They played at Lambeau.
Lambeau.
And then I think the other game was in Dallas. It was somewhere in Texas. I think it was Dallas.
Do you wonder if they stayed in a mansion?
No.
In Wisconsin.
Oh, they probably stayed in some Hilton, that whatever's around Lambeau.
Yeah, whatever's around there. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably have accommodations specifically for them.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they have secret tunnels. Takes them right to the hotel.
Yeah, Chelsea.
Maybe
they played in DC, Atlanta, and Chicago this next one. So it's a little far for us.
Here, Rick.
Oh yeah, you moved around a lot then.
Yeah, they were. Shoot, I can't remember the other one though. But I know, yeah, this one coming up, they're playing in Chicago, so Soldier Field, and then this past weekend they played in our nation's capital. And you know,
yeah,
it's funny. It's funny when you say how they played over there, and they have during the Fulham game they had a what do you call it, those water breaks. You know, the water breaks.
Yeah, they did the same in Japan and Korea because it was like 90 degrees, which for all those Brits is super hot. Plus all the humidity over there.
Yeah. But it was
maybe
funny
that's the secret.
Because over here in Arizona, you know, we're at 110, 115.
Bunch of dried up old lizards out here. Maybe
humidity is driving.
We do water breaks here. Phoenix Rising does water breaks
peacefully.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, you have to. There's no way.
A humidify a person. How do you quickly humidify a person? What if there's a quick humidifier? Yeah, but how quick does your skin really absorb it?
I don't know. It depends what the outside is.
Skin? The outside is skin.
Depends how dry it is outside.
Well, if you walk into a small humid tent, imagine like something you can do on the sidelines. They put you up in one of those like pretend dressing tents.
5-10 minutes.
Already humid.
You ever been in a sauna? It's probably 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, but a sauna's the opposite.
No,
dry ass heat.
Yeah, but
maybe a steamer.
Your body still responds to the heat the same way. It's about 5-10 minutes that you start.
I'm asking the tough questions here, okay? This is
you don't want the tough answers. Apparently,
this is what the people want to know.
You want to argue this. You want to argue. You want to argue the tough answers.
Proceedings. We deserve to know the answer. How
I gave you an answer.
Can you humidify a human being?
5 to 10 minutes.
I don't think that's good enough. We need to get those numbers down.
Well, you can increase the heat and then you get the numbers down, but you also risk hurting them.
Yeah, no shot.
There has to be a happy medium somewhere.
Yeah, it's called 190 degrees. 190 degrees.
I don't think
I do it twice a week.
Prove that.
I do it twice a week. You're welcome to come with me and prove. I can prove it with you.
You've never once been in a room that hot.
Yes, I have.
In your life.
Yes, I have.
Okay, name 2 rooms that hot.
It's called the sauna at the gym I go to.
And you only go twice a week to the gym?
No, I only go twice a week to the sauna.
I see. So I was going to say. I mean, that makes sense, actually, considering you live out in the middle of nowhere. Probably the closest gym.
It's actually about 15 minutes away.
It's in some guy's backyard, and there's a bunch of weights. And then
it's actually like 15 minutes away.
The sauna Patrick is talking about.
I can't talk about gyms, man. I need to get my fat butt in the gym, man. But damn it. Yeah, man, that's all I got for the transfer wise. Greg, do you have anything going on? I haven't seen any.
I mean, I think there's a lot of things going on right now. I think it's a lot of stuff going on. Some good, some bad. When it comes to transfers, I think that the cards will fall on the table, and they'll they'll lie as they do, and that's the extent of it. To be honest with you, I don't have a ton about that because I think the world was a little bit distracted, not as much as it should be, in my opinion, but it was a little bit distracted by the news that came out. But I'm not going to talk about that. Aliens live among us.
Yeah, man.
I think that what I will talk about though is these games, the two games that we had. Whoops, we had Brentford, which just a better team. We just took it and we just ran away with it. The first goal was actually what they were saying was pretty standard of what Brentford does. They take some big old shots, and the guy just got outran. I can't say his name. I don't know what his name is. I can't pronounce it, but it starts with an N, and he's number 24. And he just plain and simple outran the dude. And so I'm hoping that they can take that into the regular season because they won that game 2-0 or 2-0, as we would say here in America.
What was the? Sorry, what was the predictions? Let me pull those up. So
Brentford, I had 2-1 Brentford.
You had 2-1 Brentford,
so,
or 2-1 Brighton.
Brighton. I'm sorry, I had 2-1 Brighton.
Greg was the only one that got that right. I thought it was going to be a draw, and then George thought he was going to lose.
Yeah, you were wrong, weren't you, buddy? You were wrong.
I don't remember the score. What was the score on that, Patrick?
The actual score was 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
What you had Georgie was 3-1 Brentford. And that was just never going to happen. I mean, from Jump Street, they just came out. They were just running. They were running up. They were running back. They were running up. They were running back. They were running up. And they were running back. And I'm going to tell you something. When you do that, that's how you win games. And that's why it was 2-0. It wasn't even close. Come on, get out of here.
Get out of here, dude.
They just got tired. They got tired. That's what happened. They realized that it's not really that big of a deal. This team, Newcastle, nobody's even ever heard of them. What is this, like their first year in the Premier League? Whatever. Newcastle? So we just let them have that one.
Didn't you lose to Newcastle?
We did. We lost to them. It was 1-2. Newcastle beat us 2-1.
George and I were right about Newcastle winning.
Yeah, of course.
But it was 1-2. It was closer than I thought.
George said 5-2.
I know. I kind of.
Did they? Yeah, George's talking shit.
A little rude. I find that
little rude. Hold on. So my defense was that when Chelsea played Newcastle last week,
I did say 7-1, didn't I?
Yeah, I can say 7-1, dude. Heck no. I had to get that right back at you, man.
I did. That's what I said. It wasn't true. But
yeah, so I thought it would have come out a little bit more.
You were incorrect. No, they didn't. They didn't come out a little bit more. They did exactly 2-1. And that was, that was pretty close.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's pretty close.
What impressed you about your preseason so far, Greg?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, they won one game. They won it fair and square. They lost a few. Some sad heartbreakers. Some lessons learned along the way. This time here in America. One thing I will say is at New Jersey, Red Bull Stadium, when they played in Red Bull Stadium against Newcastle, it seemed like the fans.
New Jersey has a Red Bull Stadium?
Wherever Red Bull Stadium is, I swore they said New Jersey. I can't remember. I feel like other podcasts have people to look this kind of information up for you.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is in Maryland.
I just didn't know Red Bull.
Let's be real.
It's somewhere. Yeah, it's somewhere here in East Coast.
It's almost the same thing, frankly. Come on, they're all over there with their,
guineas,
Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh man, I love Philly cheesesteaks.
And their dunks. I actually do prefer Dunkin' Donuts to Starbucks, but I actually prefer not drinking coffee because I'm lazy. That's the only reason why. If I could just admit that a Keurig is actually a pretty handy device, I would probably get one. But I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to that. So, that's really what I have about that. What do you guys think about these aliens? Come on. Just like 30 seconds. About these aliens. Come on, bro.
You don't want me to open this can, bro. Not
aliens, bro.
I
Come on.
I can't answer it in 30 seconds is a problem. There's so many.
You got to tune in a little bit later.
Here's the thing. I want it to be true too much to have.
Come on, it is
real.
It's true.
Is it though? Because if or are they trying to set us up so that they can release that, hey, we have this badass new technology that we've been working on for 30 years, So
what is it?
Yeah,
what technology? What could be worse than a nuclear bomb? I mean, a bigger nuclear bomb?
No, I'm just I don't know. I want it to be true too much. So because I want it to be true too much, anytime I hear stuff, I always have to look at like the skeptic side of things to sort of balance me out. So I want it to be true. I really do. Like I really want it to be real. But the fact that we're having all these hearings about it causes me to be like, why would they have hearings about it? Why would they go through all these hearings?
Oh, some stuff's going on for sure. Whatever's really going on is really bad, because if they're freaking they've had the aliens card. Come on, bro. Since the beginning of time, they've had the aliens card in the back.
At least since the 50s.
And now at least since the 50s. Come on, even before that. Come on. Since like the 20s or whatever. Either way. What is going on if they're finally playing the alien card? That's what I want to know.
That's for a different podcast that you can do, because we have football to talk about here.
I wonder what Pep. I wonder what Pep thinks about these aliens.
I don't know. Can we get him into the team? Because we need a new winger.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something about. Yeah, I mean, if they're 6 foot tall, over their X, talk to me. Have you seen those? That's funny. One thing that I was going to say to your just general smugness about how Manchester City is doing and will predict to be doing in the upcoming season. You're not alone. It is the proverbial slobbing of the Manchester knobbing. And you know what? Good for you. Good for you. I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be really sad when Brighton takes it all away from you.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, come talk to me when you're in 6th place. Come the end of the season.
Yeah, dude.
Sixth place.
6th place, huh?
6th place. Okay.
When you have no trophies to your name again.
I feel like that's like one of those jinxes, is what they call them, I think.
Well, if we're going off knowledge on my football knowledge versus yours over the last 3 years, we'll see.
What if secretly I was like this huge, crazy football fan this whole time?
I would love to see that on this podcast.
Little do you know, and then bam, hits you that 1-2 special.
That'd be great. I'd go back and forth real quick.
I have a feeling that it's going to happen. I have a feeling it's going to happen, Patrick.
I wish I could say it would.
Just come out of nowhere and just be like, bam, bam.
Just fact. I'd be like, oh shit, Greg's got bars.
It's like, oh,
Greg's got bars.
It's the shirt that's bringing it on.
I'm waiting for the day when Greg has bars.
Because I bang in the East and I bang in the West. I come and give you more and I will never give you less. Bro. It's just some of the bars I be spitting. Spitting the super hot fire. You don't know nothing about that.
No, I don't know anything about that.
You don't know nothing about that. But the last thing that I'm going to say about everything is the summer league is over. And, you know.
Did you get a win?
Yes.
Yeah, he won against
Don't
Brentford.
be so smug, okay? Don't be so smug.
What?
Yeah, we won against. I think we came in.
That's how we started this. He was talking about Brentford beating Brentford.
Yeah, beating.
He did not beat Brentford.
Beating Brentford, a team you probably lost to last week. They beat you like 16-0. Don't you remember? It was last week.
Oh yeah, I got
Oh.
something.
You were crying.
But he did lose to Newcastle. Guess who predicted that?
Everybody but me.
No, me and you did.
Guilty.
Guilty. I'm guilty as charged.
Yeah, we the on the Newcastle side. That's who we played. Did a little draw to that. Playing at
beat 'em.
with Newcastle. Nah, man.
Yeah.
It's preseason, man. Still got a point. So I did a draw on that. 1-1. Just trying to go over my little notes on here. But the goal I did on the Chelsea wise, the first 10 minutes, I'm really liking Nicholas Jackson. It's just like when he was going towards he was chasing the ball and the goalie was going towards.
Is he from your academy?
Say again, Patrick.
Is he from your academy?
From talking about Jackson?
Mm-hmm. Because he's the kid that impressed me, I think, when I watched him against Brighton. 20 minutes I watched. Is he the one that scored there?
He's our striker. Yeah, he's been scoring. He's been making plays, man. I'm really looking forward to him. But it was right at the back on the first 10 minutes for him. Ball's coming out, passing the end from Enzo to him. Chasing the ball was a little bit more to it, but then goalie was trying to come out, trying to get that ball ahead of him, but then Nicholas just got that speed, man, and just made it inside that goal. Was like, right out the back, holding that 1-0. But we couldn't score anything after that. I mean, we got a lot of shots on target from that game. Targets on goal, we had 5, which I believe we should have been a lot more than that. But that goal, and I like how we're spreading out the offense wise, like I said earlier in the episode, just shows in the more touches, and even with Christopher Nkoku passing around, it's like how we do it in the basketball terms, like kind of like a give and go, but it's like a touch and go. Man, you
play the 1-2s.
It's so nice and clean and crisp how they do that. It's phenomenal of how they do it, and I'm really looking forward to like Nkoku and Jackson playing together, and again they get some Gallagher in there and get in the mix with that. Man, they're going to be that game. They should have won that game, and I'm a little upset about that. But
they didn't win that game, did they?
Unfortunately, they did not. But sorry, Patrick, you had to say something.
No, go ahead. Keep going. Don't let me stop.
But then when Newcastle scored, our defense was more. It felt like we fell asleep to that. Cucurella kind of like was trying to get the ball out, kind of underestimated it, and then just pass right at him and bang around that, and I was like, freaking fell asleep on that. But again, I still like our offense. Defense wise can be an improvement on that. Just had that little hiccup with Cucurella on that. Underestimated that pass from. I don't know the gentleman's name from Newcastle who did that pass to their striker, but yeah, it kind of underestimated that one, and bam, he's looking right there, and it's freaking fell asleep on that one.
I think you guys are probably going to have, and I didn't watch either of your games, but from what you're telling me and what I saw from my 20 minutes watching Brighton, I think you guys are going to have a very exciting start to the season, but I can see you having a tough time once people start figuring out how you play. Because
so.
That's why you got to change it up.
Exactly. And that is probably the hardest thing to do mid-season is like continue find new ways to score when people figure you out. Because so yeah, I think you have very exciting prospects and you're excited about your tack, but you suffer from what sounds like what Newcastle still suffers from is, and it's preseason, so I'm looking at my crystal ball here for sure. But I think you suffer from the same thing that Newcastle did. What I've seen from them is there's some, I want to use the term immaturity there, and what I mean by that is when you guys go behind, you don't quite know how to lift yourselves out of that yet. Or sorry, Newcastle doesn't quite know how to change up their plan when their initial plan is not working out. So I can see that happening to you guys going forward. But with that being said, you guys have, I said this last episode, there's a noticeable improvement under Pochettino, and Cuckoo is like a dream signing. I would have loved to have him at City, but he can definitely run an entire offense himself. But I'm curious to see how he goes. Definitely. I think I'll be curious to see how he does over the course of an entire Premier League season, though, when they're not shifting teams halfway through the game and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. And
interesting.
Just seeing him play, and I'm not just saying because it's Chelsea, but seeing him play in the Koku wise, it brings the energy with, and then I see we're spreading out the offense wise. And who we haven't really heard about was Sterling. We haven't. He's still struggling right now. And
of course he is.
Heard anything about him?
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of speechless with him. Kind of Jackson and him and Gallagher. They're kind of moving their way in, using Enzo more, and Sterling's
Sterling's a prime example of the grass is not greener on the other side. He left City because he could get game time and be, whatever, a part of the plan. But like, good, how's that plan working out for him? And
dude,
Sterling was one of our best players. Like, there's a season that I actually got a picture up right here. Let's see if I can grab it. Like, I used to love Sterling.
Patrick's not wearing any pants. That's what everyone has just got to see. Ooh, that's a nice picture.
So I had this from an artist I found actually on Twitter, believe it or not. And
bro, shadow band.
Yeah, he was like one of our best players for, I think it was the 18-19 season. He scored like 30 goals, but that was one season, and Sterling can't run an attack. So if you want him to run your attack, and I don't think you guys haven't signed a striker that he works with. You always need somebody that is going to be the main goal scorer so he doesn't have the pressure. But yeah, ever since he had that amazing season where he scored 30 goals, he's just been downhill from there. And it's not worked out with him. And I think he's in his head too much. Cucurella is funny, though. Him making mistakes looks like nothing's changed with him. So we'll be curious how you sort that out going forward.
Well, I think that game specifically, Newcastle, because I don't know, there's some games he's like a hit and miss Cucurella wise, but he did like over trying to get the interception from him, and just clearly just botched it, and they paid the price for that, and they ended up scoring the goal. But yeah, if you want to go back to Sterling, yeah, he's been struggling. Even the past like 2 games with from last week, 2 weeks ago. Like this, his shooting's off, his passing. He doesn't want to commit. I don't know if he's all there, or maybe just
he's hot and cold. I'm telling you, he's a hot and cold player.
Yeah,
there's going to be a time in the season that he potentially comes alive, and he's one of the best ever when he's on fire.
Yeah,
when he's in a hot streak, he's one of the best ever. But he just.
Yeah, he's on that struggle bus right now, and
it's very hit and miss with him.
Yeah, and it's a long season too. So if Nkoku and Jackson can pick that up, stay healthy, So it's gonna be interesting how he's gonna adapt to the change to that, to see how he does.
I think you guys should just cut him some slack. It's hard to commit, when you've been hurt before. It's not something that
He's not been
comes
hurt.
so
He's
easily
just past
for you.
his prime. He's not been hurt. He's just past his prime.
Emotions. Well, that's a form of hurt. Maybe he had a toxic situation in his past that he's emotionally healing from.
Yes, these guys are players, and that's a reality of the game. But he's also making what, $200,000 a week? I don't even know what he makes at Chelsea. So
it's
probably more than that, because Chelsea is notorious for paying people too much and then losing.
Fair point.
Hey, we got rid of everyone, dude, and we got some money in the bank. We're ready to get signed. We're ready to throw an offer to Mbappe. I don't know if you guys heard the news about that. Yeah,
you can keep talking all you want about Mbappe going to Chelsea. You can do that. You can dream all you want, but that boy is only going to one other club, and we all know which club that is.
Is that
he is joining the 5 to 7 year old yellow team here in the warm, temperate climate of Tucson, Arizona. That's where he's going. They're paying him one full bag of orange slices per week. And,
Tucson,
we had to take turns letting him stay in, various guest rooms and casitas and things like that. He's going to come and he's going to really do a lot for that team out here. The yellow team has been struggling, and that's what they needed on their offense. So it's going to be a good season. It's going to be a good season for them. We're hoping they take at least the territorial cup. I don't know about nationals, but we'll see. Maybe next year.
Well, yeah, if I can just jump back real quick, Patrick. On our second game when we played Fulham, Chelsea did get that win and played in DC in Nation's capital 2-0, and Chelsea was just taking it to them, and I was loving it. The goals we got, Koku got one, and Thiago got one on a header. I don't know if you guys seen the highlights on that, but my goodness,
I haven't seen anything about the games. Sorry.
It was like the first half, maybe 20, 25 minute ish. It was off a corner kick. Thiago just jumping up, header, banger, right to the goal. I'm like, oh my god, it was fantastic, man. I was pretty stoked seeing that. So yeah, he got that one. We actually Chelsea was able to see the first look of Gabriel Slonina, the guy from Chicago Fire, the goalie. He got his debut.
Did you guys buy an MLS player?
He came from.
Is he your backup keeper?
Yeah, he's a he got the start for Fulham, and yeah,
he's disrespect to Fulham. Disrespect to Fulham.
Yeah, hey man, you gotta get the jitters out, man. You gotta get the jitters out. See how he does under pressure.
You know damn well that he is not going to be your starting keeper. He's going to be your Carabao Cup keeper.
Oh, correct. Yeah, but you gotta.
So you can get all the jitters you want out, but that man is not starting for the Premier League.
No. I will agree with you on that. But we did see him play, and yeah, he's just all over the place. He made one save or two. Made a couple. I don't know. He was kind of like all over the place, like the ball's coming down, going towards the goal, trying to take a shot. He's out there going out like that, and so he's ready to do something. He's a young kid. I think he's not even 20 years old. But yeah, we saw him play today. So, and then excuse me. But yeah, man, that goal from Thiago.
Oh yeah, I just saw it off the corner. Yeah, he rises pretty high there.
Yeah, man, he the old man still got it, man. The
still got it. I can't believe Thiago Silva is still playing.
I was like, hey man, you're jumping. Be careful, man.
I mean, not the highest level, but a high level.
Yeah, and then
I can't believe that.
And then during the game, again, I've said it multiple times, just the offense wise, I like more to talk more about the defense, but coming from last season, of our struggles with scorings.
It's nice
Again,
to see improvement. I'm sure.
It's preseason, but as a fan, you gotta love for that, and I want to see more touches, more good passes, spreading it out, taking some good shots, and I think they're gonna be scary, man. Honestly, and I wish we can readjust our predictions when we first did this.
That was the whole point.
A little bit
It's
more.
the whole point of predictions. You can't do that.
Well, that was the whole point of doing them before preseason, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think you're gonna have a great first half of the season, first
And then you're going to fail.
third of the season, and then people are gonna start figuring out, and we'll see how you adjust.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be all right, dude. We don't have to worry about Champions League, dude. So we'll be all right. You're the one.
Yeah, you don't because you didn't qualify.
Yeah, you're gonna struggle, dude. You're gonna be a one and done, dude.
I don't think we're going to be one and done, but I think we are going to struggle at the start of the season, like we have struggled at the start of the season for the past 3 years. And guess what we've done the past 3 years?
What's that? I don't think Greg knows.
Yeah, we won the Premier League on past 3 years. So yeah, the start of our season is going to be, I think,
Is that relevant to this conversation, Patrick?
100%.
How?
It's called trend analysis.
Trend analysis.
Ooh.
Sounds like some fancy mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Try and get me to buy Cutco knives. I'm not buying your Cutco knives.
I don't buy Cutco knives. I buy real steel.
Real steel?
Mm-hmm.
The real deal? What might you say?
Yes.
Well,
but
yeah,
I think we're going to struggle at the start of the season because I think. Oh, that was a question I wanted to ask you before we went on to the city games. Is now that preseason's done, and both of you might be able to answer this, but George, since you just finished, what do you think? Do you think you've seen your solid starting 11 going into the Premier League season?
Yes.
And who is your starting 11 after watching preseason? You don't have to list all 11, just like key highlights. Obviously, Nkuku's going to be there.
Cucurella, Thiago, Jackson, Enzo, Gallagher, Reese
He's
James.
injured.
A little bit. He just played this week.
I thought he was injured. I thought I saw another thing he got
I
injured.
don't know. You need to get your facts straight, dude, before you start.
Clearly, I missed that one.
Yeah, so
you need to get your facts straight.
Yeah, pump the bricks, dude. Reese James. He's actually wearing the captain, dude. Holding up the trophy, dude.
What was that? Was it at the end of the season I saw that he was injured again? Because we had talked about this. Must have been minor.
Dude, that was the past.
Look, if Reese James can stay healthy, your back line is already improved.
Correct. Oh, you know what, Patrick? I lied. We did see it was an injury scare.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you're right.
It was nothing too crazy. But yeah, he did play this past week.
Reese James, a baller.
Yeah, man.
You know how I feel about Reese James.
Yeah, you and I talked about this when you and I first met. So.
Yeah, you know we need a Kyle Walker replacement.
Yeah,
that boy's never coming. He's staying at Chelsea.
Yeah, man. But
anyways,
yeah, man. That's who I got, and of course, Cat will be our keep.
And keep, yeah.
Can't have the 19-year-old stallion.
you don't want to roll out the 19-year-old and keep.
No. Calm down. Go see bitch. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, I will maintain you are going to have an exciting start to the season.
But as long as we can keep up and steady with that, and be healthy, like you said, sky's the limit, man. I'm excited.
Sky is the limit.
Patrick, how'd you do in your home of your games, dude?
One win is expected. Bayern and Atletico. Honestly, they both went as expected. I just didn't get the result I wanted against Atletico. Mm-hmm. They went exactly.
That's a bummer too, because don't they start like really early?
Yeah, I didn't catch them. Yeah, they were in.
Highlights, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know I've got the City app, so I watch them. I watch the recap.
Yeah, whenever whenever they're available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we get into the game, real quick, sorry, Greg, I totally passed over your starting 11. So
Oh, my bad.
My
Well, I
bad.
don't know about 11. I don't know about 11 because I can't count that high, but I do know a couple of people that we are going to be seeing a lot of. I know it's going to be your boy Welbeck. He's very
Danny Welbeck
talented.
was starting.
Yeah,
He's very talented, and I wish I could say his name. It starts with an N, and he's number 24. He's going to be
Matoma?
he's going to be doing
Oh, Matoma?
Matoma?
I don't. Is that his name? Is he number 24?
I don't think he's 24.
I swore I swore it said his jersey started with an N. I can't.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Remember.
I thought for a second I thought you were telling me.
No, it's not Matoma. It's not Matoma. He had dreads. I don't remember what his name was.
Anyways,
And I couldn't pronounce it, honestly, if I found it. But I will say this, that goalkeeper, Jason Steele, that freaking guy had super glue on his hands because he was letting very little through.
Yeah, he's a
He
solid
had
keeper.
some big saves. And then you saw it was one of the attempts during the Brighton game, or excuse me, the Brentford game, where it was like two of them that prevented the ball from going in, and they were just freaking bam, bam. Not today.
Give him that 1-2 special, man.
No.
no. Do you mean
no,
he's
no,
on
no.
Brighton? Sorry. Continue.
I'm all over the place. I don't really know where I am at any given point in time, but today I know that I'm here with my friends talking about football. Talking about footy, yeah.
Hey, remember, careful. I think footy is actually a sport. Is that
No,
what-
it's a slang for.
No, it's
It depends where you are in the world, but
I think that what you're thinking of is footy, maybe the game where the winning team stabs the losing team
Jeez, this got dark.
in the stomach, and then they die from getting stabbed in the
It
stomach.
got dark quick.
Quick. Very
I thought I could have sworn they call it a game called footy, and it reminds me of like rugby. But anyways, sorry.
Maybe, like I said, it's a slang term but rugby's
Right.
technically football as well.
Right.
It's different
Right, yeah.
rules.
Right.
So
Sorry.
it's probably
footy.
a slang for in different parts of the world.
Sure. Sorry, Greg.
Gang.
My bad.
That's what we say around here is gang. But that's what I got. I believe we're going to see a lot of that guy, the keeper. Going to see him in a lot. And that is the extent of what I have.
Cool.
Everybody else is going to be a mystery. Maybe
Matoma will start for you. He's a baller.
Oh, yeah. He's back.
Matoma
Maybe.
definitely
David
start.
Beckham shows up.
He's busy over in Miami rebuilding the 2012 Barca team.
Maybe Messi shows up.
About 9, dude.
They're just going to make some phone calls on the mornings of the matches to just a bunch of different people that they would like to have come out. And they'll come out, play some games. Maybe they'll win, maybe they'll lose. This is the strategy. This is how you're not going to figure us out. It's because you're never going to know who's playing. Some days it could be Rosie
Literally 4 weeks into the season, he's not won a game because everyone has figured him out.
I really wish that you wouldn't yell at me. I really wish that I'm going. I told you I'm going through a rough time. I'm finally up to the part of it in Grey's Anatomy. I won't ruin it for everybody, but it's been a lot for me emotionally. And I just wish that you could give me some understanding here. We can talk about that. But now we're going to talk about your games. I want to talk about your city games.
Sounds good. I appreciate the permission to talk about my games. But yeah, where did I leave off? I said the games went at least Atletico went as expected. Bayern, I watched most of the Atletico game, and I'll be honest, I turned off around the 80th minute mark just because I was like, I know how this is going to end, and I was a bit surprised we scored a goal, but regardless. But honestly, both games can be categorized in this, but Bayern was truly a game of two halves. We had really strong starts from Bayern and City in the first half because obviously they're trying to get people up to speed. And that first 45 was it was fun to watch. It was two giants of Europe going back and forth. And um, honestly, two duking it out. And it's always fun to watch us play Bayern because I think we're two very equally matched teams. And so they end up just putting on a very good show. Obviously, by the second half, it kind of. Um, hold on. I'm sorry. I've got my lineups mixed up. My notes mixed up here. First half of Bayern, they started a strong lineup, and we started most of our academy and like rotational players that we're trying out for preseason. So they dominated the first half. We didn't really have a lot of opportunities on goal, and then the second half we brought on what is probably going to be most of our starting 11 going into the season. Um, and then we saw us really pick up and start dominating. I think we begin to see the rustiness in preseason of we're not being as clinical as we can be, which goes back to you had asked me, George, last episode, I think, if maybe 2 episodes ago, if I think Holland is going to do what he did this last season and score as many goals. And I said, I think we'll see a bit of a drop off because people will figure him out. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that, at least in the Bayern game and definitely in the Atletico game. The goal against us in the Bayern game, it's general sloppy play from us out the back. Watching it back, I think Ederson can probably do better at holding the ball. I think he didn't keep hold of it and it deflected into a defender's path and then somebody scored on the rebound. So yeah, Ederson can probably do better holding the ball. I would say overall, I'm pretty happy with the win that we had, but we had a lot of opportunities to kill the game. I think I remember texting you, George, that we probably could have been 5-1 in that second half if we actually put away our opportunities, if Foden scores, let me pull up the stats here real quick. Yeah, we had 13 shots and 7 of them were on target. So we kind of dominated that second half and probably should have put at least 1 or 2 more away. But ultimately, and I think we've all alluded to this tonight, it's preseason. Am I going to worry about it that much? No, not really. And we've already talked about my thoughts going into the season. I don't think we're going to start very well. I think we're going to have a slow start. Luckily, this season, I think our first couple of games are pretty manageable and pretty winnable. We don't have any difficult teams coming up, at least the first couple of weeks of the season. So that should help us get up to speed and not worry about dropping points until, I don't know, 30% through the season. Again, going back to Rico Lewis, I thought he was another standout performance in the Bayern game. He just continues to impress me. He can step up. He gets in behind. He's just so smart and intelligent, and he reminds me of when Phil Foden was coming up through the team. He's just very, very impressive. He was absolutely everywhere in the game, everywhere you need him to be, and he's really responsible for the first goal we score. He kind of goes in, gets unlucky. I think he's trying to take a shot, and it sort of deflects off the defender. He gets a little lucky and comes back, and he cuts it back. And yeah, he's just overall great, impressive player. Really excited to see what he does this season. Kovacic stood out again in the Bayern game.
Boy.
Bro, I don't know how you let him go. Like, dude,
He's too expensive, man. He was too expensive.
He's slotted in to that 8/6 position so well. Like, I have no idea how you let him go for that cheap. Maybe it's his age and the time left on his contract, but like Absolutely
We need capital, dude.
solid player.
Yeah, it's I mean, he's still young. He's not even in his 30s yet, so he's still got some. He's not in his prime. Let's put it that way.
I mean,
If that's what you want to say.
that's
But
kind of
he's
old
still.
for somebody who plays that position.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. He still got it. He still got the that was it the Croatian swag? Or
Yeah.
he still got it.
Yeah, he's slotted in so well, and it's really kind of sad because that means Calvin Phillips. Like, I have not been impressed with him at all. I think he's the one player that he's not going to leave. Like, I don't think we're going to sell him. No one's going to go into the market with him because he hasn't had game time, so he's got no value. But I just think he's just. I don't think he's quite there, and I don't know what it's going to take to get him there except game time, but he's not going to get game time because he's not good enough to play for us right now. So
I'm going to ask, if I may, I'm going to ask a dumb question. So would you like to have Foden, Teo, Kovacic, and Rico
in the midfield? No, because I would rather have, like, if I was going to line it up, I would have like
Grealish too. So that's that one.
No, I would keep Grealish on the wings. I would like to see more of Grealish in the middle. I think he could be more effective there because he's got those driving runs that he can make from deep when he kind of comes inside. But no, he'll stay on the wing. But I would do Rico Lewis kind of in a, I don't know. It's like he gets
like
put next.
If you're Pep, what would you put him at? If you were given the opportunity to say, hey,
the same thing we saw him do this last season when we developed this role next to Rodri, where our center back steps up. That John Stones ultimately ended up taking over, but I'd have him drop back to like a right back position, or that kind of role. Basically, you start him as a right back, and he steps up.
Gotcha.
Into midfield when we're in possession. And then it kind of drops into a back four. So your back three would be ideally Vardy, Diaz, and Stones. That would be my ideal back three. And then Rodri, Lewis, Kev when he's fit. Kev / Foden. Foden can alternate for Kev. Kovacic. I don't know. The wings. You can go Foden, Haaland, Grealish. Silva, Holland, Grealish, something like that. Mm-hmm. That's what I would do. But yeah, I think Bayern was a fun game to watch, and we ended up getting the win. Laporte actually scored. And I keep talking shit about him because he's not in my plans. I think he's got too many mistakes in him. But the Atletico game, it's typical Atletico. I've mentioned on the previous podcast, I hate playing Atletico. I don't like them as a team. I think they're a dirty team. Their coaches plays dirty tactics, and they don't play the game I think it should be played. They literally, I counted in one of the times we had possession, there was 9 players in their own box defending, and then they had one striker so they could counter. And to be fair, that's how you beat us. That literally any team that has done that effectively, they always beat us. That is how you beat City. And I think you really saw the rust of us. That game we could have won if a couple of chances go in. But we just, for whatever reason, we're not creating. But also, it's literally Atletico, 10 men behind the ball for 90 minutes. They get one breakaway chance and they score. Or sorry, 2, I guess. And we just don't have a player that's going to take shots outside the box. We're not really a team that shoots outside the box. That's not how Pep wants us to play. So, yeah, we always struggle against him. But the thing that bothers me the most is it kind of became a feisty match where Atletico, in my opinion, played a little dirty. I expect that from them in a Champions League match when it counts for something. But this is preseason. And I'm not saying we should take it easy. You definitely need to get up to speed and get ready for the season, but you don't have to be diving into challenges. And they have this player, I think it's Rodrigo De Paul, this guy's all he does is surround the ref. Anytime a call doesn't go his way, he's always in his face. They play a dirty game. They're a dirty team.
Yeah,
They're dirty.
The famous hands. Sorry.
Yeah, they play a dirty game and they're a dirty team, and it's all down to their dirty coach tactics. I mean, Diego Simeone, in my opinion, is their dirtiest coach in the game, at least in Europe. And when they go to their stadium, their fans get behind them, which is what you're supposed to do as fans, but it influences the ref. And yeah, I have zero respect for Atletico Madrid, and if we never played them again, I would be very happy. But we lost, and it's a preseason loss. I don't care. We had every opportunity. We lost, and the only reason we lost is because we brought on all our kids in the second half. Had we kept the starting 11, I don't think we would have lost that game. But it's preseason; they're just trying to get fitness into the legs, and we rotated them out. And yeah, the kids who are used to playing the academy are going up against seasoned La Liga players, and guess what? The kids lost. That's what happens. So overall, happy with how preseason went. Saw the people succeed that I want to succeed, minus Phillips. Kova is impressed. Rico Lewis continues to impress. I think we kind of all know we're kind of going to continue most of the starting lineup that we had that won us the Champions League into next season, minus some of the players we have to replace. But overall, yeah, a great preseason. Can't wait for the Community Shield coming up.
That's good, man. Good to hear that, man. I wish the season come now, man.
For one more week. Oh, I guess it's 2 more weeks. I have the community. Yeah, well, I have the Community Shield this weekend, so yeah.
Is that like the community chest in Monopoly?
No, it's just technically it's a preseason trophy, but you want to win it. You win it, you talk about that you won it. If you lose it, you're like, it's a preseason trophy.
So is they like go pick up trash on the side of the highway? It's their year to do that? Something like that?
No, it's technically what it is the winner. It's first and second place, I think, is the technical ruling in the Premier League.
Is it Arsenal you're playing?
No, I'm sorry. It's not first and second place. It's the winner of the FA Cup versus the winner of the Premier League.
So they like go read the elderly people or something?
But because we won the Premier League and the FA Cup, it's first, second. No, it's just like a preseason opener to the season. I think England's the only team that or England's the only team. I think England's the only country that does something like that. Like the Premier League's the only, because I don't think Germany or Spain or anybody does thing like that. Anyways, yeah, we got Arsenal coming up.
That's really nice of them. You know, it's nice they give back to the community. You know, reading to the old people, telling them stories.
Yeah, they definitely don't do that.
They let them tell them stories. Oh, listen, hey, governor. When I was in the war, I had the Jerry's all around. Governor. Is that what they do?
No.
Are you sure?
Greg, you seem very talkative tonight. So how about you start off our predictions for the Community Shield?
Should I be less talkative?
No.
More talkative.
Oh, I gotta write this down, dude.
Community Shield. 3-1 City? I honestly don't know how to answer that question because I really don't know what the Community Shield is.
Yeah, it's just a preseason. It's it's technically a final preseason game.
But is it a team? Who are they playing in that game?
They're playing Arsenal.
Okay, they're playing Arsenal. Okay. So that is going to be a tough one because they're saying that Arsenal is the team to be beaten or the team to look out for. I would say, and you might hate this prediction, Patrick. I don't know. That's what they were saying. There was a bald guy on the highlights thing. His voice kept cracking, which I found, it's like, it's okay. But he seemed to be very, I think that means that he was very passionate about what he was talking about. And he was saying that Arsenal was a team to look out for. I don't know what the guy's name was, but he was standing there. He had a suit on, and a microphone. So probably somebody.
He must be a Declan Rice fan.
That could be it.
They've strengthened. I'll give them that.
They've
Maybe
strengthened.
So Greg, you said 3-1, huh? Arsenal.
Well, he might change it because I don't think he knew who the team was.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, you're absolutely correct about that. I'm gonna say 2-2 draw. Drawski.
Well, somebody's got to win it. So either if it's
Yeah,
2-2,
somebody
then they'll go to
has to win
penalties.
it?
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
to.
How does that work? That doesn't make
They'll
any
go to
sense me.
penalties at the end.
They'll go PK.
Yeah. Okay. 3-2 City.
Okay.
3-2 City, huh? Is Holland playing?
Yeah, he'll start that game. Don't worry.
0-2 Arsenal. Sorry.
You guys are still gonna have to deal with Holland for at least another 2 years. So you better buckle up.
All right,
Bro,
Greg.
he's
So,
gonna be the
final
Tom
answer 3-2. Is that what you got?
3-2 City.
3-2 City. I'm gonna say 1-0 City.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a back and forth game. Honestly,
Think so.
Probably not a bad bet. 3-2.
and Patrick, what do you think?
I gotta back the team, but I am nervous about the game
Do you?
because
You have to back it up. Yeah, dude.
100% I have to back my team.
Dude, you always bashed on me saying be realistic about your team.
Be realistic, Patrick. You're gonna lose.
Yeah. That's because you were making
I'm just
bullshit
pulling-
predictions.
I'm just pulling your leg.
God. Of course you gotta back your team.
I'm sorry, man. All right, go ahead, man.
Oh shoot.
Don't say like 5-0. Don't say that stuff.
No. I mean, it is Arsenal. We've got history beating them by a lot. But
Yeah, especially last season.
yeah, I know it was great. I'm gonna go 2-1 City. But it's a nervous 2-1. So I think it's gonna be a late 2-1.
So we're all City, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, I can see it's the opening of the season. We never start the season well. So I'm gonna say it's a nervous 2-1. It's not a confident 2-1. I'll say it like that.
Okay. No, that's fair.
What did you say again, George?
I said 1-0.
You said 1-0. Yeah.
I said 1-0. 1-0 Chelsea. My gosh, I don't know why I said Chelsea. It's wishful thinking. But City, yes, 1-0.
All right. And then you guys don't have a game until for 2 weeks.
Correct.
Well, I thought you had a game this week.
No, I have a game on Sunday. It's against Luton, and we're gonna freaking stomp them. It's gonna be
Really?
It's gonna be.
Is it a season opener?
1-0. Right.
Wait, I thought you have Greg. I thought you have Ryu. Ryu? How do you pronounce
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Rayo,
No, that's
Rayo
that's
Vallecano.
Rayo. Yeah.
Oh, so you have
That-
one more preseason game?
Yes, you have one more. You have one. Well, because I have one more game too.
Oh, I didn't know.
Season opener is against Luton, and we're gonna take
That's
that
right.
1-0.
Well, what about let's talk about the Brighton one. The Ryu and Brighton.
Ryu.
You guys play next.
I have no idea who that is, but I'm
They're
gonna say
They're a Spanish team they're lower in the
Yeah, they're
Spanish
in
league.
the Spaniards are good at football, though. That is something that they are known for doing, is being good at that. So,
Wow.
2-1 Brighton.
2-1.
2-1.
I'll echo that. I think that's then you know what? I'll go one more. 3-1 Brighton.
I actually have that written down. I said 2-1 for myself too for Brighton.
Wow.
I think Greg, me and you are.
Well, if you know that there's one thing for sure, that
Yeah, I
it's
think
not
we-
going to be the case. It's not.
Yeah, it's gonna be something completely
Maybe like
different.
5-0 Rayo, whatever the hell. The gang. The gang's all
Patrick.
here.
Patrick, what do you say for that game?
I said 3-1
Oh, 3-1?
Brighton. 3-1 Brighton.
Okay, you got 3-1. Me and Greg got 2-1 Brighton. And then we got Dortmund this week. Actually,
Who?
playing tomorrow. Tomorrow?
What do you have?
No, Dortmund.
Oh, you got Borussia Dortmund?
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but yeah, we're playing in Chicago, man. For the last one. Play tomorrow? No, Wednesday.
Shawtown.
Yeah, and they just beat Patrick's favorite team, Manchester United, man. So I'm going to say they're going to win 3-1.
Chelsea?
Chelsea, yes, sir.
Greg?
I'm gonna say. Who are they playing again? In Shawtown?
Portman.
What was it?
Portman. They finished
Portman?
second in the German league last year.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Chelsea, but I'm not happy about it.
Okay.
Patrick?
I will also go against the grain. I'll say 1-1 draw.
Good.
No.
No, come on. Just own it.
What was your
We're not playing
last
for money.
what was your last couple goal scoring counts?
The
0-0.
scoring games? You got 1-1 Newcastle, then we got 2-0 from Fulham. So what, 3-1 total last week?
Yeah, I'll go 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
I'll go against the grain. I actually think Chelsea's going to win that game, but I don't want to.
Then say it. Say it with confidence. Don't say 2-1.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest, dude.
No,
2-1?
I actually think 2-0 Chelsea. I'll go 2-0 Chelsea. I don't think Dortmund are going to score.
All right.
Even though you have defensive problems, but yeah, I'll change it to Chelsea winning.
Gang.
2-0. I like it, man.
They've got momentum right now, so.
Yes, sure they do.
The gang's all here, gang.
Oh man, we got our predictions in.
Got our
Nice.
predictions.
Another episode in the books.
Another episode in the books. That's all
Got one
she
in the
wrote.
books, man. That's all she wrote.
Aliens are real, everybody. Buy
That's right.
alien war bonds now.
Aliens are real. Again, share this episode to all your friends. You can always tag us at Bit of Banter Pod. That's the way to find us on all socials. And make sure you use that hashtag banter on. Helps people find us. Like, comment, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Again, helps people find us. We're just trying to grow the channel. And then finally, if you want to be on the show and you happen to have your own content, we'd love to have you on. Or maybe you're a rival fan of not one of our teams and you want to come on. The best way to reach us there, and I always have to remember it because my dumb mind made the email different.
It's okay, Patrick. I got this. You send a carrier pigeon to the last house on the left and knock
Not
3
quite.
times.
We are in the 21st century, and it's just a bit.
Sorry.
It's just a bits of banter pod at gmail.com if you want to message us to be on the show. Other than that, everybody have a great time, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you later.